Hey, everybody, episode 145 of Mastering Local Marketing. He's Matt Hansen, a digital marketing professor here in Northwest Indiana at Purdue, and I am Jim Diedlow, owner of WJOB Radio and Heartland Sports Network. And we talk about what we can do to tell you about marketing that we've learned, mostly him and me a little bit more on the practical side and Matt a little bit more on the academic side, but we go back and forth in that I got an MBA in marketing from Purdue and he was a primary professor on that. And Matt does his own businesses and does business with me here. And so he's been in what you're doing. He's a small to medium-sized business. So we started this podcast 16 months ago. And we started it with a very simple formula for your small to medium-sized business, no matter where you are. And we know that you're listening in Australia, and we know that you're listening in Ireland, but we also know you're listening right here in Northwest Indiana, and the principles are the same. It's called the sales funnel. And that is what we're based on here with this podcast, Mastering Local Marketing. And I want to review the sales funnel today with a little twist. And Matt Hansen, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm curious to see where we're going today.
I first of all, I want to go back a little bit because some people hop on the podcast and all of a sudden here we are at episode 145 and we're already kind of deep into some topics. Let's go back. Mm-hmm. And then I want to take this sales funnel into a different area, and you are interested in hearing this, and so will you be if you're a small to medium-sized business marketer. What is the sales funnel?
On the most simplest level, we look at things, we have to generate awareness, right? So think of it, you know what a funnel is. It's larger on the top, smaller on the bottom. So we have to generate awareness of your target audience. So let's say there's 1,000 people out there that are your target audience, and the typical small business at best has about a 10% awareness in that area. I know there's some people out there in small towns that potentially could have it much bigger, but let's be honest, a lot of small businesses just aren't known by the general public. So what we're looking at is awareness of that audience that you're going after. So if it's, if you have 1,000 people that you're going after and it's at 10%, we know that we have 100 people that are aware of us. That means 900 are still not aware of us, and we've got no chance of selling anything to those people if they never figure out who we are. So we look at awareness first, and then we go down to our consideration stage, right? So just because they're aware of us doesn't necessarily mean that they'll actually buy from us. There are plenty of restaurants around the area that I'm aware of. There's a lot that I just won't consider going to, and there's a lot that I would consider going to. So again, you lose a little bit more as you're going down that funnel. So we go from awareness to consideration, and then we go to, you can either go to trial or you can go to customer. For simplicity, we'll keep it at customer. So they're aware of you, they'll consider buying you, and maybe the next time they're driving by, they stop at your restaurant and they become a customer, right? And that's a much smaller, just because people will consider buying something doesn't necessarily mean they'll actually become a customer. So that's the most simplest way we look at the sales funnel. There's other varieties that you can put in there. There's more levels and things like that, but we like to keep things simple here.
So just to go back to the basics here, we've been doing 145 episodes. Matt Hansen has surprisingly dedicated to this, and I've surprisingly kept up with it too, partly because of what I've learned and applied to my business. And I know that some of you will tell me, gosh, I really learn a lot listening to Matt Hansen on these podcasts, and I get it. But when we started this 16 months ago, here we are in May of 2026. You may be listening a year later, so some of this might not even apply. But from the moment that we started this, we went through, all right, how do you create awareness, blah, blah, blah. When it gets to consideration stage, what do you do? And then also, how do you back up customer relations and all that once you get to the bottom of the funnel? So we definitely have fundamentals with that. But there's this thing called AI that has come forth. And I would say not just AI, but just general automation of tasks. Joe Cimino here been a producer. He's going on to ESPN. He has witnessed from when he started, before he started with me, then AI came, and he's, you look around and there really aren't any more people, and we're doing way more work, right? So let's apply that to the funnel. How has AI and the general advancement techniques made the funnel, maybe just affected it slightly? Let's start at the first level. Awareness for your small to medium-sized business.
Oh, man, we could go on this for hours. But I think the biggest thing to look at here is I was sitting down yesterday and I was building some content. And content that would have taken me 2 days to produce.
Wait a second. Was this the ad I asked you to do?
No,
All right.
No. Yeah. By the way, Jim's ads needed a little bit of help, so I jumped in and helped him on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. But no, so I was producing some digital content yesterday, and it quite honestly would have taken me 2-3 days to do that 2 years ago. I was done in 15 minutes. Right? Like literally I was using Claude and ChatGPT and some other AI tools that are out there. And then I'm, taking video content and Riverside and all this other stuff. And honestly, it amazes me how fast we can produce content. So I set up a week of content in 15 minutes. Right? Well, how does that apply to the sales funnel? Well, I'm trying to generate awareness for this company, and the content that would have taken me 2-3 days to produce, I would have looked at a long time ago, and that's really expensive. It's going to take a lot of work. An hourly rate just on that is going to be a fortune, just to get all the tools and everything. And now literally things that are costing you $20 a month, are helping you produce content at record speed, which then you can push out there. Like if I wanted to produce, let's call it 20 different posts on a social media network every single day, I could do that with 2 hours of my time. Just sit down. I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going to do this. We're going to put it all together. We're going to send this out. We're going to schedule it, and we're going to produce that much content. Now, a lot of people out there are going, oh, I don't need that. But we're generating awareness. So the more content that is out there, the more people are going to see it, right? So even if you're only getting 100 views on your latest post, that's 100 views. Maybe the next one that goes out is another 100 views, but maybe out of those 100, there's no duplication, or maybe there's very little duplication on the people that saw it, right? So the faster we can move on these things, the faster we can speed up that funnel. So from an awareness standpoint, we're producing content faster, we're posting it out there, we're getting it out there faster, more conveniently. Costs are going down, which allows us to do more. That awareness is going to go up, which even if you don't do anything to change your consideration percentage and your customer percentage is going down, right? Let's just say you're converting the same amount of awareness is the same percentage converts in consideration and customer. You're putting more into a bucket, which means on the bottom, your customers are going to go up just because your awareness is going up, right? So it's probably the number one thing that when I start showing my marketing students in my media planning class, or when I start talking to entrepreneurship students and I start walking them through the funnel, they're like, what is this? What is this magical thing? And I start laughing because it's not magical. But if you understand awareness, consideration, and customer, and you increase the number of people that are aware, it increases your customers. If you increase the conversion percentage of those that would consider you to customer, that increases every single increase along that funnel, whether it's hard numbers going in or percentages converted, will literally make you more money. So we're using AI to drive more awareness at this point, which is making you more money on the bottom end. Is that a good answer for you?
Joe Cimino, put your headset back on. I want to ask you a question. Joe has been with us for a while. I don't know how many years, but he just got a job at ESPN, and this is like one of the last podcasts that he's going to do. He's a sports guy, and he's basically crossing over. Joe, you've taken a lot of digital marketing courses, but I think those were earlier on in your collegiate career. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you think that what you learned in those courses 2-3 years ago, here we are in 2026 amidst an AI revolution, in case you're listening several years down the line or whatever, do you think what you learned in those courses applies to digital marketing right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that AI has, I mean, it's definitely done a number for digital marketing, and it helps a lot, helps keep the number of employees down, but I don't think it's taken over completely yet, which makes the things that I learned earlier in my college career minute. Like it still applies, especially for somebody like me. I think having that marketing background, even though maybe what I'm going into doesn't exactly need one, I think it helps to understand the market, and it helps you move up and get promoted more quickly to have a better understanding of what's going on in the company as a whole.
So the principles are the same. Maybe some of the detailed advancements and productivity enhancements.
Exactly.
All right, so let's use one exact. We're still in the awareness stage, okay, of the funnel. We want to make sure that the funnel is the most important thing. That does not change in an era of AI, and maybe that's kind of what Cimino's referring to, the principles. So, Cimino, let's walk through this. We're doing this podcast right now, and we just pretty much just post it. But let's say sometimes he does it from his house, and I do it from my house, right? And we do it through Riverside. And then it goes into Riverside. You don't have to cut it up. You don't have to do anything. Riverside on the back end will give us a 25-minute podcast. Click a number, and it'll go straight to Apple. It'll go straight to Spotify. Go straight to YouTube in video. It will take out some of the uhs and the ahs. You could just do it on the
Exactly. You could
transcript.
just literally type it in, and it'll do it for you.
But it also will create 4 or 5 magic clips that you would have had to go in and put into Adobe, fix the whole thing for a full podcast, and then you'd have to go cut each magic clip. Right now, Riverside does all that, right? So, I mean, we're not doing it on Riverside today, but that is an example of an AI advancement that was not there 16 months ago when we started this podcast.
Yeah, I remember learning how to cut up everything before Riverside, like especially audio. Oh my gosh, was that a pain in the butt. But having it now, like just being able to like I guess I can admit it now since I get like one more paycheck after this. But the silliest thing that Jed ever did was to give me 2.5 hours for every sports update that I do. I do them on a daily basis. He told me, it'll take you about an hour. Do it. Give yourself 2.5. And I was like, okay. And it maybe takes me 25 minutes.
Sounds like he doesn't get a last paycheck. Just kidding.
So,
no.
Well, do you think ESPN doesn't know that you know how to use all the AI and that you know how to produce, you know how to cut audio manually, and quite frankly, you're an on-air and you've been a good host and you have an on-air personnel. They know all that, but they know that you get the application of AI. Well, let's leave AI out of it. You get the application of technology to making your job easier.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about with awareness from when we started this podcast. I want people to know that there are Riversides out there for podcasting and
just for content.
Content.
It doesn't
exactly.
You don't even have to have a podcast. I mean, just sit at home and record content, or sit in your store and record content. I mean, I see it all the time. You know, we were joking, I think last week, about how I got rid of my Premiere Pro. I got rid of all kinds of software that I just don't need anymore. That was costing me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every single year for something that costs, $20 a month? I mean, it blows my mind what we're paying for software at this point, because it's a million times better, and we just don't need the stuff that we used to need. So, I mean, we see a lot of that today with small businesses who are using stuff like Canva, right? And, a true, quote unquote, true designer, anyone that's a graphic designer will always tell you, oh, well, you can't use Canva. And I start laughing and I'm like, why not? I mean, if these people are doing it,
you can definitely use Canva.
Yeah,
you're just taking work away from them is what that is.
But that's what I mean by this, is the fact that there's a tool for everybody out there, but it's speeding us up. So everyone's talking about, oh, AI is going to take everything. It's not. It really, what we're focusing on is that we're moving so much faster that those that understand it are moving fast, right? Those that don't understand it are moving slow. So if you're competing with other companies out there that are using AI to generate awareness in the sales funnel, they are beating you at this point, which is why you're seeing them everywhere. They're really, really great at it. They've just made the connection and realized that I'm going to use the tools that are given to me.
All right, let's use this example still on awareness. Here I am, the owner, in a lot of different things, and I'm like, all right, I go to my guy, I say, hey, we need this sports update. You're getting better at it. 2.5 hours I'll pay you for each sports update. It's pretty cheap, really, to be honest with you still. But should I really, if you're the owner, should you really be paying 2.5 hours for something that he's doing in 25 minutes? Now, you have opened my eyes to that. I could get somebody to do the sports, the weather, and probably the news update all in that 2.5 hour time frame by using AI and
1,000%.
So I want to bring that up to every small and medium. You're going to have an aha moment because he's being honest, because he just got a job at ESPN and he's leaving. But I'm flabbergasted.
But here, let me ask you
honestly.
Let me ask you this question, though. So you trust everything that he does, right?
I do trust the guy.
Okay,
I
so
like
if
him,
you turn it over to him and he says, okay, 2.5 hours to do this, you know it's coming back and it's going to be quality work. Doesn't matter what
That's
tool
how he got the job at ESPN.
Doesn't matter what tool you use, right? But there's two ways to look at this, right? You can get more by using AI, and as he leaves and whoever does it, you could get more. The way I look at a lot of this is, a lot of people always ask me, like, what's your hourly rate? I don't give one. I say, you're paying for us to do something. I don't give hourly rates. I won't do it, right? What are we trying to do? Here's what we're going to charge. The way that you look at that is, I'm willing to pay you 2.5 hours to do the quality content that you're going to do, and I'm perfectly fine. You just said it. Like, it's still a bargain, right, for what he does.
It is still a bargain.
And I had this conversation with my wife because I'm on a strict diet right now. I still got to get my gallbladder pulled out in another month. But so I'm on the strict diet where I can only eat chicken and fruits and just like stuff with no fat in it. Well, I've been going, and they have this shredded chicken at the grocery store, and I'm buying it like 3 at a time in these full pound packages. And she looked at me the other day and she says, why are you doing that? Why don't you just make chicken every day? And I looked at her and I said, it's saving me time. It's convenient.
It's all white meat.
And when I get hungry, I can just go grab a little bit of it and eat it because I can't really eat anything right now. So she didn't understand. She was looking at it from a cost perspective. I was looking at it from, I can grab it, eat it, and go quick. I don't have the pans. I don't have the grill. I don't have all of this stuff that I've got to go cook, right? It's convenient. So there's a variety of ways to look at this. There's two sides to it.
I'm just trying to focus on it because I keep coming back to the fact that I gave him a job for 2.5 hours that he's getting, and he's probably stretching it at 25 minutes. I'll bet there's 15-minute times you've done that.
Yeah,
it's radio.
But
also, you can't.
To be fair, I do. I'm sure I make it up on the back end with the editing of the community programmings and stuff, because it does take a little bit longer to do that kind of stuff, and then you have multiple shows, and then the morning show.
Don't need to temper that. You are giving all these people that are listening a very good banjo lesson. Here I am, the AI guy, trying to tell them about technology and how to institute it, and then I'm given 2.5 hours for probably a 15 to 25 minute job. I guarantee that is going to apply to other businesses, and I'm just still shaking my head that I did not notice that.
Yeah.
And I guarantee others are like, God, what am I doing? Especially if they're doing project based when people are at home.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I don't want to go into this anymore because I feel like.
Because you're going to tell your clients that are listening how you're applying technology in that
I'm
project
completely open.
that used to take 2 to 3 days is now taking you 20 minutes.
Right. No, I mean, there has been projects that I've worked on where it has taken me a fraction of the time that it would have taken me years ago. But again, I don't sell them on the hours. I sell them on the results. Like, this is where we're going. This is what we're doing, and we're going to get there. They don't care how I get there, right? They just know we're going to get there. So, it's a different frame of mind. It's a different way of looking at it. But yeah, I mean, AI it's speeding us up.
All right, so we got the funnel or the awareness thing, and we had a big revelation point in there. Consideration. Now, somebody is thinking about you. You know this from their interaction online. They've given you their email. They've called. Somehow, you've gotten some intimation. Maybe you met somebody at a function, and you've got them thinking about you. What has that changed? How has that changed from when we first started this podcast?
Well, I can go into a variety of ways, but
you got to pick one because we got 4 minutes.
All right, 4 minutes. All right, so let's go back to our trusty email, right? So email has always been our go-to in small businesses, and it's the go-to in large businesses as well. I mean, Fortune 500 companies that I've worked with, email was the backbone of their marketing programs. But I think where we are today, there are, again, so many tools out there, and I'm still playing with new tools on a constant basis, different companies and trying out different things. But the automation process of somebody signs up for your email, right? They're aware, they consider you, they sign up for your newsletter, or you have a free giveaway that you're giving them. Now you've got that drip campaign, you've got all these different things that you can do, right? Like, I run the digital marketing competition. We expect to have about 400 college teams in this fall. I'm pretty much a one-person crew on that. I handle all of the email. I handle all of the website. I handle everything with that. And the email is fully automated, right? So they go in, they sign up for it, automatically get the case study. There's a series of drip campaigns that go through. It's questions and answers that are going to pop out. It's brand guidelines. It's there's 1 week to go. Don't forget, here are the rules that you have to stay within as you submit your stuff. It's all of this automation. So literally, I've created this thing that, if I really wanted to, I could go out there and probably charge $250,000 to a corporate client every single semester, $500,000. And when you look at the back end of it, it's one person managing the whole thing, and our costs are, they're significant but not huge. And it's all fully automated. So again, awareness to consideration. They sign up for something. Email drip campaign, automate it, let it go, drop them into one of a million different, right? If they're coming in for a new roof, or they're coming in for siding, or they're coming in for gutters, those are 3 different drip campaigns you can drop them into. I mean, we've talked enough about email the last couple of weeks, but that is how AI and automation and all of this stuff is really starting to clean some of this up and allow us to do more with less.
We've covered customer relations and drip campaigns and all of that, so we'll get to that one at a different time. Once again, the sales funnel: awareness, top, middle, consideration, bottom, customer, is also being turned upside down at times, to an upside down funnel at times, from AI and from the automation. And I think it was actually a pretty good moment where you saw that me, the owner, which many of you are, you, the owner, didn't realize what was going on at the operations level. I had no idea. I thought it was taking you that much time. And I appreciate you for being honest. Yeah. I do. You wouldn't be honest if you weren't leaving, but
well, not unless you brought it up to me. I would never lie to you, but you were the one that told me 2.5 hours, and then you were the one that introduced me to Riverside. So
You know
got
what?
you there.
There is the lesson for the small to medium sized owner. If you're bringing in technology and you are friendly to it, review your cost per units, and you have to adjust that to how much time and effort it takes. He's Joe Cimino. You probably won't hear him on too many more episodes because of his leaving for Connecticut.
You'll get one more out of me. I'm mastering local marketing. I will be here next Thursday.
And this is episode 145. Please tell your friends. Please like us on wherever you want to listen. You want to watch us, go to YouTube under WJOB 1230. That's my one of the radio stations I own, and you will be there. But mostly you could just put in Mastering Local Marketing on Apple or Spotify, and you can listen to it when you're driving somewhere. Matt, did I do okay with a topic since you stole mine and that I brought the sales funnel back to life?
Stole yours. I still say you're pulling the old college try there, but yeah, no, it was great. It's fine. I think it's interesting to revisit some of the things that we've done in the past, give new perspectives on it. And I think, quite honestly, technology is changing so fast that, today we're May, 21st of 2026. Give us August. Things are changing so fast. I can't even imagine. Like I'm planning classes for the fall that start, I think I go back August 6th, 17th. I don't even know what I'm bringing in yet because things are moving so fast. So just make sure if you're interested in learning about new technologies, dive into one. Don't dive into a million, but dive into one and start to learn as much as you can because it's evolving every single minute of every single day.
Are you going to teach podcasting again?
I will be teaching that back in the spring. So
God, that'll be all the way different. All the stuff,
yeah.
it'll be just entirely different. Hey, guys, until next time, we'll see you later.